Dear students, we have already learned about different schools of thought in strategic management. Some of those schools were prescriptive in nature and some of them were descriptive in nature. By prescriptive schools, we mean that how the strategy should be formulated, while the descriptive schools tell us that how the strategy actually is formulated. Now we are going to study a new school of thought, that is the cognitive school of thought, which comes under the descriptive schools of thought. So first of all, we will see that what is cognition, what is cognitive school of thought, and what are its assumptions. Then one by one, we will see that what are its premises of this cognitive school of thought. So let's have an overview at what is a cognitive school of thought. In a cognitive school of thought, it is said that if we are really serious and interested in understanding the strategic vision as well as strategy formulation process, then we better probe into the mind of the strategist. It is well said that the strategies are inside the brain of a strategist. So if we need to understand the vision, mission, and the strategies and objectives of an organization, we must know that what is inside the brain of the strategist. So this school of thought has basic assumption that if we need to understand all of the organizational processes, then we should go and see that how the strategist is thinking. So first of all, before going into the detail, we must know that what is cognition. Cognition is a psychological process involved in acquisition and understanding of knowledge, formation of belief and attitudes, and decision-making and problem-solving. This is very important definition, and we must know that it has two main parts. Number one is the process. It means that it's a psychological process that is involved in acquisition and understanding of knowledge, and it forms the belief and attitude, and hence is helpful in decision making and problem solving. We have another definition with us. Cognition is a mental process to understand and acquire knowledge through thought, experience, and senses. In the previous definition, we saw that cognition is a psychological process that helps us to acquire and understand knowledge, and then it helps us to build the beliefs and attitude, and then it helps us to make the decisions and solve the problems. But there is a missing portion which should tell us that how we acquire knowledge and understand knowledge. So the process which is involved is thought, experiences, and senses. So this is also a very important definition of cognition. It's a mental process to understand and acquire knowledge through thought, experiences, and senses. This picture well elaborates the cognition as a process and what is cognition. So let's see. Cognition is a mental process which is highly influenced by the experiences, thought, and senses. We will elaborate the things that how these experiences, thought, and senses affect the cognition process, the thinking process, and how it affects the knowledge acquisition process and understanding process one by one. But for this video, we will have an overview at what is the role of experiences in this cognitive process. So first of all, we will only see these experiences and its role in the cognition process. Experience of the strategists shape what they know, which in turn shape what they do, thereby shaping their subsequent experiences. I will further explain it with the help of an example and of a picture. But here we should know that we have certain kind of experiences, and that experience actually helps us to make decisions. And those decisions turn out to be a subsequent experience for upcoming decisions. So how it happens, let's see with the help of a picture. Let's assume that this gray area is the experience of a person which he already has in his mind, and he has gained through previous knowledge or through some interaction, social interaction, for example. He has gained this kind of experience. Now, if he wants to apply his knowledge and his experience on certain aspect and he wants to take some decision, he will apply some mental procedures, which mean that the knowledge which he has or certain kind of mental processes combined with the experience which he already has, he will decide something, he will do something, he will formulate a strategy on the basis of that mental process and the experience which he already has. now this all thing, this which he has done, which he has applied on the basis of this his already gained experiences and on his mental process, he will be having another kind of experience. Now this experience, which is the gray outline, it will serve as a new subsequent experience for him for upcoming decisions. For example, let's have an overview that now this is, let's assume that this part, which is the outer line, now this experience now serve as this kind of gray area for the subsequent decisions. Now he will take another decision, and this experience and this decision will become this baseline for upcoming decisions, and this process goes on. It means that, which we have discussed in the previous slide, that all the knowledge which a person has gained turns out to be a new experience for a person for subsequent experiences. So concluding the first topic of the cognitive school of thought, I would like to tell you that this is one of the most important schools of thought in strategic management. And to have a grip on this school of thought is important to understand the upcoming descriptive schools. So this is a suggestion from my side to go and have an overview of some psychology concepts related to cognition process, so that we may understand this better. So in the upcoming videos, we will touch some concepts of psychology as with combination with management sciences. But this is my requirement from you to go and have an overview of some psychology concepts. We will also see that in upcoming videos that how the cognition can be seen as confusion, information processing, mapping, concept attainment, and construction. We will see all these points one by one, and we will see that how the cognition plays its role in decision making, and what cognitive school of thought is saying about all these processes to take decision, to have vision, to have mission, and the strategies of the organization, and what is inside the mind of the strategist.